refresh. สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Greetings, everybody. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, it's ready.
Okay. Good. How come you always first? Felicia Chan. How come you always first? Can you hear me?
Good night, Bajan. Okay. In usual time, my mindfulness and calmness are improving. When I meditate, the mind absorbed by mindfulness and calmness stays still and neutral. I see the mind separate from body. I can feel the mindfulness and illusion operate like a on-off switch. When mindfulness is on, illusion will go away. I continue to practice like this.
Yes, especially when you are under some kind of a situation, like you lose something you love, you get sick, and see if you can still maintain your equanimity, not being disturbed by the situation. Like if you lose something or your house got burned, caught fire, and see how you will maintain your mind, your equanimity. You know, in normal times you don't know how good your mind is. You have to wait until you run into a situation of loss, of problem. You know. See if you have problem, can you still remain calm and peaceful and not be affected by the problems?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prajan. I'm very grateful for your guidance. I find my practice become easier after I follow your advice.
Yes, but you always use mindfulness and wisdom to look after your mind. Okay.
Thank you. Prajan, will Satakami and Anagami know they are dreaming in their dream?
They're just like anybody, like you and me. When you sleep, you know you don't know you are dreaming. You thought you're in the real world. Only when after you wake up, then you realize that it was a dream. It wasn't real. But when you were actually dreaming, you don't know that you were dreaming, right?
What about Alahan?
Everybody is the same.
Everybody is same.
Yeah. When they sleep, they just have no mindfulness.
Okay.
So they enter the dream world. So it was real. But when you wake up, then you realize it was just a dream.
Okay.
It's a different world from the world we are living in right now. When you go to sleep, you enter into a dreamland or dream world.
Okay.
And you won't know that you were in the dream world until you wake up.
Okay, thank you. Is illusion no ending? Even Arahant also cannot control. Is it correct to say the only way is to have mindfulness to leave it alone?
No, once you have wisdom, then you have eliminated your illusion. So when you're dreaming, you dream as an Arahant dream, and not as an ordinary person dreaming. So an Arahant will have no dream of suffering,
Okay.
no bad dreams.
Okay, thank you. I'm Patana Brajan Sadhu. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Siddhartha from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanaja. I don't have any question today. Thank you.
Okay. Nanapat from Bangkok.
ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ no question right now ค่ะ
Okay. Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. I think this session is the last session for the year, so I'd like to express my gratitude to Ajahn for hosting the Zoom session so that we can help us in our practice. Ajahn, today I have a question regarding the one of the 10 factors, which is the rights and riches. So I'd like to find out whether is chanting considered as a kind of rights and riches?
No. Chanting is the practice of mindfulness. So it's a development of mindfulness. Rites and ritual is to perform something and expect to get something from your performance. Like if you're sick and then you do some rituals and you expect that having done this will cure your illness, and this is called. But with chanting for mindfulness, this is practice, Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Samadhi, Samma Sati, right mindfulness.
I see. Actually, this question arises during last Sunday. There's a group of my friends from my university time, from the Buddhist society. So we met every Sunday. We meet every Sunday to chant the Ratana Sutra. So one of the members was saying, "Oh, what we are doing is actually a kind of right and riches."
It depends on what you want from your chanting. See? If you chant and you want to get rich, and you want to get well from your illness, then this is right and ritual. But if you want to chant to calm your mind, to make you have more mindfulness, then this is practice Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Sati, right mindfulness. It depends on what you want from your chanting. If you want to chant and expect to get rich from chanting, then this will be rites and ritual, because it cannot happen.
Actually, this so-called we meet every Sunday. It started during the pandemic last year. So one of the members in my university Buddhist society, so he suggested to chant the Ratana Sutra as a kind of protection. So the kind of intention to be have protection from the pandemic. So is this
You protect your mind, but you cannot protect your body. Even the Buddha cannot protect his body. When his body gonna get sick and die, he cannot protect it. But he can protect his mind from having suffering from the illness. of the body. So when you chant, you want to protect your mind, to make your mind have equanimity.
Okay. So as long as the intention of chanting the Ratana Sutra is to protect the mind, so it will not, which is a form of training for mindfulness, then is no more considered as right and religious.
Right, it's okay. You want to develop Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, you want to develop Dhamma as your refuge. And this Dhamma is mindfulness, sati.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, Gegyen So from Penang.
Thank you, Ajahn. No question today.
No question, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Gavin from Vancouver, Washington. You must be in the middle of a storm right now, huh?
Yeah, I think there's maybe just 2 or 3 inches of snow outside.
Oh, really? Do you have to shovel the snow?
I don't have to shovel it, but I'm probably gonna just drive very slow to work this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any questions today, John. Thank you.
Yeah, by the way, I saw your father this morning.
Is he still eating just every other day?
I didn't ask him. I didn't notice. Probably, yes. Okay. Just want to let you know. That's all.
Thank you for the update, John.
Really from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I would like to ask, there is a belief that whenever we enter a new place or we want to stay in a new place or go to the forest or mountains, then it's like we have to ask permission to the spiritual or unseen beings, just in case we might offend them. So is this the right practice?
Well, it's just a practice for those who is afraid. See. For people who's not afraid, then there's no need to do this. Because first of all, you don't know whether there's any spiritual beings around there in the first place.
Yeah.
But for people who are scared, who are easily scared, so they want to sort of do something to make them feel protected or feel, But it's a good practice to ask permission from whoever own the place that you would like to use their place. If you go to somebody's house, you ask permission from the owner of the house first, right? Can I stay in your house? So should there be a spiritual being around there, then you should just say, okay, may I share this place with you? If there's actually a spiritual being, they will come in while you meditate or while you're sleeping in your dreams. But if there's no such thing, then there's probably no spiritual being there.
So if we are calm and not afraid, so again, it is not necessary to do that.
That's right. But if you are afraid, you don't want to upset the spiritual being, so you first show your friendliness by asking permission.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Okay.
Next, Kafiling from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. Yes, I have a question today in regards to keeping a precept and practicing mindfulness at home. And when compared to prior to pandemic, I have been visiting the monastery quite often for chanting and listening to Dhammatalk. So the question is it true to say it is the practice of mindfulness and intention that matter and not really the location?
Yes, it's the keeping of the precept itself, not the location. Yeah. But the location can help or can deter your practice. If you live in a surrounding in which there are a lot of temptation. For instance, like if you're working in a bar and you want to keep the 5 precepts, and everybody around you is drinking, you might
Yeah.
find it difficult to not drink, because everybody say, "Oh, have a drink. Why don't you have a drink with us?" But if you live in a monastery and nobody drinks, so then you would have no temptation. No one try to push you to go drink, to do the drinking.
Right.
So the location will either support or deter your practice.
Right.
So you want to find a location where it will support rather than deter your practice.
Yes. All right. Understand.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Karen from San Jose. How's your weather there? Still cold? Still snowing?
Yes, I'm actually quite spoiled as far as the weather here. I used to live up in the Pacific Northwest for many, many years, and it's funny how you get acclimated. I'm sure it's the same for people from warm places like you, but I woke up this morning and it was 68 degrees Fahrenheit in here, and I thought I was freezing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still quite wet, and we're gonna have a break for a few days this week, and then it starts again. So lots of moisture here. But I have
It's unusual for this time of the year, right, to have this kind of weather.
Actually, it is. I'm from this area. I moved away for many years and came back. And I always think it's so funny that the weather people will say how, oh, we have not enough rain for this year, but it doesn't normally happen. The rain doesn't normally happen until later on. And so I'm always like, why are you measuring it now? But yeah, this is very unusual. And I'm sure everybody's oranges are being ruined. But yeah, I have no questions. I'm just glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you.
Next, Claudia. Claudia from Germany. She's been away for a while now. Now she's back. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon from Germany. I'm very glad that I'm able to be here. So when I'm not here, I'm at school supporting my special needs student. Yeah, so I have no question today. I'm listening and learning, and I'm happy to participate today.
How cold is the weather there in Germany?
It's too warm, too warm.
Too warm. Warm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we have
Not
rain
cold.
non-stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't go to Colorado where Julia is living. Must be very cold there for you.
Yeah, so I rather would be in Thailand because I love the warm weather better than the cold weather.
Okay, come over.
Oh, I would come over instantly. Yeah, if it would be that easy to me, I would come over instantly. But I hope that I can come maybe in 1 or 2 years. I really hope so.
Okay, maybe we'll see you then.
Yes, it would be great. Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Colorado, where Julia is living. Hi, Julia.
Sawadee ka, Tan Ajahn. I thank you for this opportunity. My question, I am still in the retreat cabin, so this is month 5, and sometimes my mind is quiet and sometimes it's but I have a curiosity. Is it important to make an aditan about whether to be an arahant or Pacceka Buddha or Buddha? Does it matter if one, chooses explicitly or not?
Well, aditan means to set up a goal for you. what you want to achieve. That's what aditan means. Because
Okay.
if you don't have a goal, then you might not strive toward that goal. You might go do something else. But if you say, I want to be an arahant, then you would then have to strive toward that goal by following the path that will lead you to become an arahant.
Oh.
But if you say, oh, I don't care to be an arahant, I just want to be human, then you say, okay, there's no need for you to practice meditation. It's like aiming at something. Like in worldly life, you might want to aim at completing college, getting a degree, a master degree, or PhD, for instance. This is the same way with aditan in Buddhism. You have to set up a goal. Where you want to go from here. You want to be here all the time, or you want to move forward toward that goal, then you have to do the practice.
Okay. Okay. Anumodana. So can Ajahn maybe discuss the differences between the three options and the pro and cons of each?
Normally, the way to set up a goal in Buddhism is not at the particular stages of enlightenment. Really, I think you should set up the goal as keeping your mind free from suffering. This should be the real goal. Really, you want to eliminate suffering from your mind. So whenever you have suffering, you want to get rid of it.
Okay.
And the cause of suffering are your defilements, your greed, your cravings, your desire. These are the things that will cause you to have dukkha sooner or later. So you want to get rid of these things. Don't worry about the stages, whether a patana or whatever that is. If you get rid of your defilement, eventually you'll get to those stages automatically without you having to set up those particular goals. Let's set up the goal that my goal is to free myself from mental suffering, from all types of mental suffering, like fear, anxiety, greed, anxiety, depression, stress, this sort of thing. This is what should be your goal. Because we are sick, and we are like, our mind is sick, sick of this mental stresses. So we want to cure the mind from this stress, this suffering. Because being an arahant doesn't mean anything. You don't know what an arahant is anyway in the first place. Right? So how can you be one? So be realistic. You know you have suffering, right? You still have stress. You still have depression. You still have loneliness. You still have fear. You still have worry and anxiety. These are the things that you can get rid of from your practice. Okay. So you should find your aditan toward this goal. Try to get rid of all your depression, your stress, your suffering, your mental suffering.
That makes me very happy. I feel like that is a goal that fits well. I had that intuition yesterday that is the right goal, but then I hear from books or different teachings that you have to decide, and I just think that freedom from suffering is good for everybody. Thank you.
Yes, once you have completely eliminate all of the suffering, then you become an arahant automatically.
Oh.
An arahant is someone who is above suffering. No mental suffering can enter his mind anymore.
Okay. All right.
What's the temperature there now in Colorado? Alcohol.
I don't know. It's dark. It's early morning, and I just took the garbage out, and it felt very like on my hands carrying the garbage. It felt like cold metal on my skin.
So it must be very cold. You have snow. You have snow already.
We had snow on the 24th and 25th.
So you have White Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
You too.
Okay, next, Charles from Bangkok. Charles, you said you're from Hong Kong, right?
Yes,
You're
yeah,
Bangkok.
Ajahn, I'm from Hong Kong. I live in Thailand for a long time already. Ajahn, I have a few questions. Number one, I would like to ask something about sati patana practice. Many of my friends, actually, including myself, when we practice sati patana, we don't pay too much attention to two practice. One is about the 32 part of the body. The second is about the life stages of the crops of the dead body, right? So
Yes.
these two areas, we don't pay too much attention. So my question, Ajahn, is should we pay attention to this, or it is actually overall it's not that important in terms of overall practice of satipatthana?
Oh, it's very important. That's why it's included in the Satipatthana Sutta.
Okay.
But lay people want to avoid this because they still want to have their sexual desire. So the purpose of contemplating on the 32 parts or the 10 corpses is to teach the mind to see the ugly part of the body, the unpleasant part of the body, in order to get rid of the sexual desires. But since you are still a lay person, you still have a family, you don't want to do this yet. But if you become a monk, then this is imperative. You have to do it because you have to remain celibate. See? If you cannot control your sexual desire, then you won't be able to remain celibate for long.
Well, see, the life stages of crops. So in the modern society, we can't actually. It's quite tough. It's quite hard to do it. Is there any substitute method? Is there any?
You can look at photographs. You go into internet and search for corpses.
Okay.
Autopsy.
Yes.
Look at the anatomy pictures, diagrams of human anatomy, for instance.
Okay.
Then you can see more clearly what the body looks like under the skin.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you want to develop that image in your mind if you want to get rid of your sexual desire. Because every time your sexual desire arises, you just think of all the intestines, the lungs, and the inner organs. Then I guarantee you, your sexual desire will disappear.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Makes sense. A second question is about the practice of the 7 factor of enlightenment. The second factor is investigation. I'm not very clear about when we talk about investigation, what is the area of focus? Buddhism is a very broad subject, right? So we want to pick 3 most important areas. What are the things we need to investigate? Come first priority.
First, your body, your body and other people's body. To see clearly what the body actually composed of, made up of, like the 32 parts. Then you want to study the nature of feelings that arising from the body. Okay. You have 3 types of feeling: painful feeling, pleasant feeling, and neutral feelings that keep changing, come and go. You want to study the nature of this feeling to see that it is a natural phenomenon, something that you cannot control, something that you have to learn to live with. For instance, not to be prejudiced between these 3 because you cannot choose. You say, I only want pleasant feeling. I don't want any painful feeling. You cannot do that. But this is what most people want, right? They only want good feeling, pleasant feeling. They don't want painful feeling. When they get sick, they become miserable. That's because they cannot deal with the painful feeling. But if you use sati patana, then you train your mind to learn to live with your painful feeling by using your equanimity that you achieve from your samadhi or jhana. Okay. And the third subject that you have to study is the nature of the mind. The mind, meaning the emotions, the things that are appearing in your mind.
But how about the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics? Is there any way to investigate and experience those, teaching?
You use the Four Noble Truths in connection with your study of the body, feelings, and mental states. Because you'll see that when you choose, when you decide you don't want something, then you are creating misery for your mind or suffering for your mind. Like you don't want to get sick, right? So when you get sick, you become miserable.
Okay.
But if you understand the nature of the Four Noble Truths, you know that your misery or your suffering arising from your desire not to get sick. But can you avoid getting sick or not? Okay.
Can we extend it? Yes, Ajahn. Yeah. Can we extend the investigation to learning, listening, reading sutra? That's considered also investigation, or just rather in the meditation mode?
Not in the sense of what we're talking about.
Okay.
But you need to study first how to do it. You read the scripture to learn how to practice, what you need to develop, what you need to do, what you have to do. This you have to study.
Okay. That's before, but more important, after that we have to practice to kind of to realize that the learning. Right? Okay.
Yeah, to get to know your real body, your body and other people's body, the nature of the body. And the Buddha that said that it is impermanent. Body is constantly changing, and eventually will come to cessation one day.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Philip and Adeline from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. You have a question?
I have a question tonight.
Go ahead.
Basically, the last couple of nights I dreamt about a departed one, a friend. So is there any way, or what does it actually mean, and what can I do? Is it like, do I can transfer memories to them?
Well, in dreams, it can be either you think about that person yourself. So you dream, your mental fabrication, you create this thing of this person. And the other possibility is that that actual person actually enter into your dream.
Because I haven't, he passed away many years ago. He used to be my father's teacher. So, and he just appeared in my dream. So I'm just wondering if there's any significance in him appearing in my dreams, that's all.
Like I say, that it can be either you're thinking about that person in your sleep, or that person actually come and visit you. But if you cannot distinguish which one, then you just, if you want to play it safe, then you just do some charity and then share this merit to this departed person. In case this person come here to ask for your help, to send them merit.
Okay.
But so, if you don't know, you don't have to do anything.
So by chanting and just in donation and doing dana?
Normally we do dana and then dedicate share this dana, the merit that you gain from dana to the departed one.
All right, I just want to confirm that. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Philip, do you have any question?
No questions tonight. Thank you. Listening and learning.
Okay, Ubeka. Alfredo, Ubeka.
Hi, Bante.
Hi. What happened to your name? You changed it to a number now.
My name?
Yeah, it's 84 something, 848.
Mm.
Your label. Your label.
Upeka, you talk about Upeka?
No, your name and on the screen is 840806. Not Alfredo like it used to be.
No, that's a confuse. Only 884 in Zoom. The código is 8480.
Yes, it used to be Alfredo before, right?
Alfredo is my name.
What happened to it? It's not on the screen like before.
I don't know. I put my code, the senha, né? To log in and Alfredo appear.
Okay. Never mind. It's not important. It's not important. Anything today?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Anytimes I talk about Buddhism with any peoples there, my friend, in parties to this vacation now, né, in Brazil, the end of year, the Natal in Brazil, Merry Christmas, né? And other peoples not to understand, né, but it's difficult. It's difficult to other peoples. The peoples had that stood Buddhism.
Yes, Buddhism is like nuclear physics. It's not easy to understand.
Oh yes, not difficult to understand.
Nuclear physics. Nuclear physics. Can you understand nuclear physics?
What?
Nuclear physics.
Nuclear physics.
Yeah.
Physics body.
No, physics. Science. Nuclear science.
Science. Yes. Yes, physics is difficult.
Yeah, okay. Buddhism is difficult like physics. It's not easy for everybody to understand.
Yes.
If you can understand Buddhism, it means you're smart. You have to be smart to understand Buddhism.
Yes.
The Buddha said this is only for the wise people. His teaching is only for the wise people.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think that have any things that Buddha tell a lot, né? For example, Buddha tell a lot of jhanas in Majjhima Nikaya. All the discourses, the Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha tell about jhana, meditate, samadhi, jhana, insist, no impurity, no delusion in mind, né? Calm mind. Então, Buddha tell a lot. But when you study Buddhism, other things that Buddha not talk, né? That conclusions, insights, personal insights, né? For example, you have not to do delusions in mind, né? Is personal things, né, Bante? These things, each people have personal things to understand Buddhism too, né?
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I think several things is personal that each people, né, Bante? The global students about samadhi, about pana, about sila, Buddha tell a lot, né? The people study and try to understand.
The more delusion you have, the harder for you to understand Buddhism. the less delusion you have, the easier for you to understand Buddhism.
Yes,
It's
yes.
your delusion that is blocking your understanding of Buddhism.
Yes. If the people is not an arahant or a sotapanna or anagama or sakadagami, the people not have all Buddhism, né? It's difficult.
Some people just listen to a few words from the Buddha. They understand what the Buddha was talking about right away. That's because they don't have much delusion already. They see things quite naturally. They see things as being natural phenomena.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But my question is about the people that not stood Buddhism, né? It's more difficult, né? Not tell Buddha, not earning Buddha, né? It's very, very difficult to other peoples.
It's because they have a lot of delusion.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes, but it's not a preoccupation to these people, né, Bante? The people not have the preoccupation if he have died, or if only preoccupation is eat, is eat. The only preoccupation is work. Only preoccupation is your family. Your preoccupation is Merry Christmas. You know, the other preoccupations, né, Bante? Other disturbs. It's okay for me. For me, it's okay. Only a commentary to the most of the people's, né, thinking about not, né?
Okay. Is that all for today? Okay.
Yes, but
okay.
to a good year next year.
Okay.
A good year next year.
All right. Next year is the same like this year.
Not word, but asubas, not word, not fingers of word, not real.
Good or bad depends on your karma. If you do good karma, you have good year. If you do bad karma, you have bad year. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to have good year, do good karma. Okay.
Yes, yes. I help a lot of peoples.
Yeah,
I help with money. I help you with talks. I help a lot of peoples.
Good. Then you have good year. You have good year.
You too, Bante. You too,
Okay.
Bante.
I do
you
good.
help more.
Yeah.
You help more people than me. You help more. You help with Dhamma.
Okay. That's why it's good for me. Good year for me every day. Every year it's good for me. Okay. Let me go to Belinda from Singapore.
Thanks.
Belinda.
Hello, Tanajan.
Go ahead.
I think that somewhere this week, it's just Adeline, I dreamt of my father. So I really got explanation, I guess. It could be I miss my father because I have been doing dana for him. So he probably not sure of anything dana. But I received something from him. He gave me a puzzle. So I guess it's just mental fabrication.
Okay.
So do I just know and note and I just let it go every day practicing on that?
Well, if it doesn't bother you, why should you do anything? Just leave it alone.
As long as I do dana, I still continue to do dana for the departed.
You can, and you can do it, or you don't have to do it. You know, sometimes you do it, and there's no one there to wait for your merit.
So if he's
because if it's not him actually in your dream, it's you thinking about him. Then
I think so. It's about I miss him. That's how I interpret it. So it could be something, but this is how I think, but I cannot be absolutely sure. So I just do dana.
Yeah, if you're not sure, just do it, just in case, just in case. If
Okay.
he's waiting for your merit, then he will receive it.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
You're welcome. Next, Gary, also from Singapore. Gary?
Good evening, Tanajan. I have a question tonight regarding meditation.
Can you speak a bit louder?
Can you hear me, Tanajan?
Yeah, better.
Okay, there's a question tonight from me regarding meditation. Tanajan, could practice of meditation actually slows down mental process of a person after I finish my meditation?
No, when you meditate, you stop the mental process. But when you come out of meditation, you can resume normal. You can become normal or even more alert because of your mindfulness.
Okay, because what happened was that there was once where I was in a retreat and I started in the morning. So by the time we break for lunch, I found that I have difficulty forming a complete sentence without staggering. So I was thinking, hey, how come my mind is like in slow motion? So
It might take a little time for it to come back to normal after you come out of meditation.
I see. Maybe that was what happened to me then. Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay.
So
next, Sui and Czech from Vancouver. Are you hit by the northwest storm also?
Yes, Canada. Yes, Ajahn, we have a white Christmas. We hardly have white Christmas in Vancouver. Yeah, it's cold. It's minus 12. We never have below. We always like maybe minus 1 or 2. But
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius.
Celsius, right?
Yeah.
Celsius. Okay.
I think Karen is like using Fahrenheit. I think maybe it's 60. She says 68. Maybe it's around 20 degrees.
20. That's around 20.
Yeah.
And yours minus 10.
Yeah. I don't know. Just now you said Buddhism is nuclear science. Never heard this. But I think it's harder actually, because if people who are studying nuclear science can't even get enlightened.
No, it's not the same thing, but it is the same in the sense that it's difficult to understand. It's hard to study. It's very complex, really.
Right. And your explanation of Aditant to Julia was so profound. It's really a good goal. You finally, I think I never have like when people talk about Aditant to become like Sotapana or Arahan or yeah, I don't feel connected. But just now your explanation made me feel that that's exactly the Aditan that we should have, is to eliminate the suffering. Yeah, it's so good, the explanation.
Like when you're sick with your body, what do you want? What do you expect? What do you want? You want to get well, right?
Right.
Okay. Your mind is like your body. Right now your mind is sick. So you want to get well. You want your mind to get well.
Right.
That's all. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And whatever that name is doesn't matter. Name is just a label you place on the condition of your mind. That's all. And it can be confusing for people trying to remember and try to imitate that condition. Oh, in order to be an arahant, I have to have no greed. So you try to imitate, but try not to have any greed. You cannot imitate. Greed cannot be gotten rid of by just imitating.
Yeah, it's so good that yeah, just now it's I just suddenly like, oh, click, like, because you're so right, the label doesn't that's why I don't feel connected, because that's just a label for
Right,
me. But
it doesn't tell the whole story.
yeah, but you just clear up, like, yeah, just it's simple, but I didn't think of it, but it's really like you just open up my eye. It's you get rid of the suffering is the goal. It's not being what a label. Like, it's just I've been really ignorant that it should be that goal that you were talking about. And Ajahn, just now I didn't hear the third part, like the explanation with Charles. He was asking about investigation of, and then you said that the three is the body, investigation of the body,
feeling, and mind.
I didn't hear the mind one, Ajahn. I didn't.
Mind means the changing nature of the mind. The mind can be happy, the mind can be sad, the mind can be depressed, the mind can be anxious. These are all the nature of the mind. It's anicca, constantly changing. Anatta, you cannot force it to be one or the other. You cannot say keep the mind calm all the time. You cannot do that. Because the mind is affected by conditions, like the white Christmas, the snow. You cannot say I'm going to have the snow every day. Right? A few months from now, it'll be hot again, right? That's because things change. Same way with your mind. Your mind changes with conditions that stimulate the mind to be happy, that stimulate the mind to be sad. But you can exist with this changing nature of the mind by just merely knowing and accepting, like you accept the body and feeling. So they're all the same. The body is changing, right? The feeling keep changing. So is your mind also. Your mind keep changing. And our problem is we're prejudiced. This is why we're creating dukkha for the mind. By being prejudiced means you just don't want this type of feeling, you don't want that type of feeling. So when you get that type of feeling you don't want, then you get dukkha. You're not happy because you're not getting what you want. What you want is craving. So when you don't get what you want, then you get dukkha. Then if you teach your mind that you cannot always get what you want, you just have to get what you get. Learn to accept that. See? Then you will have no dukkha. You can take good feeling, you can take bad feeling, you can take neutral feeling. Just take whatever comes. This is the goal of practicing, is to teach your mind to accept whatever comes to the mind. Like the body is if it's young, okay, let it be young. If it's gonna get old, let it get old. If it's gonna get sick, let it get sick. Because it's not under your control. It's not for you to say how you want your body to be, right? I want my body to be constantly young. Can you say that? I get it. You cannot. So this is the purpose of teaching your mind, to let go of your prejudice. Just to take things as they come. And then your mind will have no dukkha. We're constantly tweaking the body, tweaking the feeling, tweaking the mind to our preference. And we have been keeping doing this since we are born, and we still can never achieve that perfect point that you want, because Because if you do, it only lasts for a few minutes, then it's gone again, right? Because everything is constantly moving, changing all the time. So it's better just to learn to accept them things as they are, rather than trying to change things to fit your preference. Because you can never be completely satisfied all the time. Because you might get what you want today, but the next day something else might change. So learn to accept body as it is, learn to accept feeling as it is, and learn to accept the mind as it is. As aditan, dukkha, anatta. Okay. All right. So we have anything?
No, Danajan, thank you for the teaching.
Then we go to Jessica. Then, are you back in California now?
Hello, Tata-chan. I'm actually in California, yes, right on the beach. It's very windy and cold and rainy.
In California.
Yes, it's very cold and rainy.
How long did you get there?
So I got here on the 22nd.
22nd.
And then I got my first injection here on the 23rd. So
you were here. You were here in Banyan on what? On the 15th?
I was there like 1 week ago, Tana-chan.
1 week ago, huh?
Yeah,
20th.
about one. Yes, about that. The 16th.
16th.
I saw you on the 16th. Yes.
Okay.
And I actually completed one of the book that you gave me, My Way, and I really liked it. I want a tiger teacher. It's very difficult finding, a Chan who can actually lead you to the rightful path. It's very difficult. So when I read that book, I just smiled. Yes, I understood what you meant. When you're just practicing, the teacher says something, you just practice. If you practice the right way, there should not be any questions. And I understood what you meant by that. So right now, it's actually a little bit like coming here and staying in Thailand is very different. The mindset of the people. So, but I do find the middle way. To be around them and not be prejudiced against them. I just don't talk. I just observe.
Yeah, observe, just merely knowing, accepting.
Yes, observing, accepting, letting go. That's all that they were born that way. They receive the way they are. They are programmed like that from merits and karma and all the different junks in there. So, but I realize that anywhere you are, if you have metta, and you can be anywhere. And Christmas.
Yes, you can live with anybody if you have metta.
So
if you are Santa Claus, you can live anywhere. Make yourself Santa Claus.
Yes, basically that's what I'm doing.
Give. Just keep on giving.
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever people want, give them.
Yes. So similar, you are like the Santa Claus of all of us. You're giving every day. Every day is Christmas. So thank you. I have no questions, Tana-chan. Thank you.
How long are you gonna be there before you return?
Till January 4th.
And you're coming back after that?
Yeah, I will be in quarantine for 10 days. So things are not going so well over there.
I thought you're gonna stay there and work or something.
Yes, to look for work, but I would still need to go back. But coming here, I'm contemplating if I should come here or not. It's different. It's different, but it's far away from the real Dhamma, because you know what I mean.
Okay.
So I just do my best, and you know, every day is like exam. You just need to be in the now, and you know, observe and try to let it be, and try to just live.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's,
so
that
it has
things
helped me.
we cannot change things. You know, it's
Yes,
better to just
Tanajan. Yes.
to leave things alone.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm not touching anything. Not for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan.
All right. Stay happy.
Thank you.
Next, Johanna from Indonesia.
Hello, Ajahn. Ajahn, tonight actually I just have a small question about the book Beyond Birth because I'm still reading it. Actually, there's a picture of something like a student ID card with Ajahn's picture on it, and then there's a phrase motto that say Ajahn say life is but a stage. I wonder what that means. I mean, I want to know what Ajahn have in mind at that time when Ajahn read that motto. I'm just curious.
I think it's probably a student card. I think Fresno State College. Fresno State College.
Yeah, there is a motto where Ajahn, I think it's Ajahn's motto that says that life is but a stage. I wonder what that means.
Oh, life is, you know, this role is like a play, a drama. You know, and we all are actor on the stage. You and I are actor. We're here temporarily, play our role, play our part. Then one day we'll exit this stage. We come on the stage, and then one day we'll exit the stage. I think that was my high school book. I think, in which you have to write a motto under your. Yeah. So I look at life as a stage.
Yeah, that's quite true. I think well, I'm still reading the book, and I just want to let Ajahn know that suddenly I have this idea to translate the book to Indonesian language. I haven't thought further about it. There's this idea just pop up like that. So
You're welcome. You can also talk to Billy or Siddhartha because they used to do the translation into Indonesian.
Oh, that's great. Maybe,
maybe you can split the translation work.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice to know.
That might make it easier if you ask Billy or Siddhartha.
Okay, Ajahn.
If they want to translate or not.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think many Indonesians cannot read English, right?
Yeah, not many, but I think it will be great if I can translate it so many people can benefit from this book and maybe get inspired from Ajahn story, maybe.
Like that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Spread the Dhamma, share the Dhamma.
Yeah, I think
the gift of Dhamma accepts all gifts.
Yeah, it's a really good story. Maybe can inspire many people here.
Okay.
I just have that wish.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe I'll contact Willie or Siddhartha.
Yeah. Ask them what they do. They plan to do any translation or not.
Okay, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah.
All right. Then we go to Lillian from Bangkok, Malaysian living in Bangkok.
Good evening, Tanajan. I have a question today about my meditation. Recently, it's a bit weird when I meditate, right? I will notice the breath. That is one part of the meditation. But then at the back of my mind, it's like a mind within a mind. I will be thinking about a lot of things about tomorrow, yesterday, but I'm still aware of the breath at the same time. But that is not the right way, right? But it keeps happening recently.
It means your mindfulness is not strong enough, that's all.
Okay.
So you have to practice more mindfulness before you meditate.
Okay, it should just be one layer of mind, right, and not too many layers, right?
Right, it should only be one. But if you're not mindful, then your mind can run around. See,
But it
run
happens
from your
quite
breath
often.
to thinking back and forth without you realizing it.
Yes, yes. And after a while, I realized that I'm thinking of two things, and I have to come back again, and it keeps going to and fro, and it's a bit
Yes.
frustrating as well.
Sometimes you forget about your breath altogether.
Yeah. Actually, I used to forget, but I don't know nowadays. I can feel that I'm still aware, but then I'm also aware of the thing behind my mind.
Yeah. So just stay focused with the breath and ignore the other thing. Even though it may be appearing, just ignore it and stay more focused on your breath. And eventually the background thoughts will disappear.
Okay, I'll really have to try harder because it's quite distracting for me as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It means your mindfulness is not strong enough when you meditate. So you have to develop more mindfulness when you're not meditating.
Okay, that one definitely when I'm not meditating.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try to focus on your action, your body action.
Yes.
Or recite a mantra.
Yep. But I realized that by following the not the total 8 precepts, but to follow the 5 precepts strictly, like not watching so much entertainment really helps a lot to help with the mindfulness, but still a long way more to go.
Yeah, you can pick the precept for now when you start, and you don't have to do all 8. You cannot. Just pick the one that you're able to do, and then try to do more as you advance.
Yep. Okay.
Eventually, you'll be able to keep all the 8 precepts.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Okay.
Thank you, Tana-chan.
You're welcome. Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tana-chan. I don't have any question today. Thank you.
Okay. And Randy Smith from Canada, from Niagara Falls.
Morning, John. Thank you. I have one question. In meditation, sometimes I get this feeling of kind of like a back and forth type of feeling, or a feeling of being like pushed through. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't focus too much. I just let it happen and it seems to kind of pass. Could you explain maybe what's happening there?
Your mind has 2 forces opposing each other: the Dhamma force and your defilement force. They are trying to oppose each other. So you have to take the Dhamma side in order for you to be able to meditate, to practice. If you take the defilement side, then you will probably turn on the TV or open the refrigerator and see what you can eat or drink.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to be quite resolute with the Dhamma side. Once you decide to practice Dhamma, then you have to resist the defilement side.
Okay. Thank you.
You can increase your Dhamma force by developing more mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key to your practice. If you're mindful, then you can resist a lot of the defilement. If you're not mindful, then defilement will keep attacking you, keep enticing you to go do something.
Thank you.
So you don't feel like meditating or practicing. If your defilement becomes stronger than your Dhamma force, your mindfulness. And one way to increase your mindfulness instantly is to keep reciting a mantra. Just keep reciting mantra for 5 minutes, and you'll find that your mind can become stronger.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Who's next? B. Raveen from Bangkok.
Good evening, Tana-chan.
I was just listening to what you mentioned earlier about developing mindfulness at all times, and I just had a sudden realization that actually that's something I need to try and do more often, because I feel that the only time I really have mindfulness is when I'm in meditation and when I just come out of meditation. But other times when I'm doing, other chores or, my daily routine, sometimes I don't really have that much mindfulness unless I really think about what am I doing. So it is that important to try to have mindfulness at all times.
That's right, because then when you meditate, then you will be mindful all the time. And you will find it easier for you to calm your mind and stay longer in the state of calm with stronger mindfulness. Okay.
Yes, it's so, but I mean, it's like you mentioned that there are two opposing forces, the Dharma force and the defilements force. I feel that when I'm in meditation, the Dharma force is
Stronger.
in control. It's
Because
stronger.
you have more mindfulness. But it don't last forever, right? It lasts for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then the Dharma force weakens. And then the defilement force start to pull you out of meditation.
Yeah, that's true. And it happens without me realizing then until I think, oh, what's happened? Oh, I just got.
You can regenerate your mindfulness if you don't want to get up and start reciting your mantra.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to share with you that the mantra actually really helped, because I think last session where you mentioned that try to contemplate once I come out of meditation, I tried that out over the past week, and my object of contemplation was the pain in my legs. It was really, really strong until I felt that I was about to lose the concentration. So I used the mantra to pull my attention away from the pain, and that really helped.
Yes, then your mind can remain calm.
And so this is something that I need to try to do more often.
Yes, mindfulness is the key to your success in meditation. The more mindfulness, the more advanced you will be in your practice.
So having strong mindfulness will make it easier to contemplate? Is that a foundation?
Yes, mindfulness is the controller of the mind. Once you have mindfulness strong enough, you can direct the mind to contemplate on the subject that the defilement doesn't like to contemplate, like a super or death.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true. Because it says it makes us feel that, oh, it's bad, but actually it's just the nature of the body that everyone will have to face eventually.
That's right. And you want to have that understanding in the back of your mind all the time. That death is just around the corner, at the tip of your nose. When you breathe in and you don't breathe out, you die. When you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die. It all comes down to your breath, in or out breath. That's when you die, either in or out. It's very simple, isn't it? That is very simple.
Yeah.
And our defilement wants to make it so complicated. When the Buddha says it's so simple, just keep watching your breath and you'll know when you die.
When you put it that way, it sounds really simple to follow. But we tend to overcomplicate a lot of things.
Yeah, you create a lot of horrible picture around death, And that is just simply the stopping functioning of the body or the breath, that's all.
That's true. I mean, what the Buddha's teachings and what you've taught us, it sounds really simple to understand, but when we face the real situation where we have to apply it, it actually becomes much more difficult.
You forgot because you lack training. So you have to keep training yourself to see according to the way the Buddha saw it.
So the 3 characteristics of existence and the 4 noble truths.
Yes, that's all you have to know.
And it's quite amazing to consider that, you know, when you mentioned that the 4 requisites of life, you know, food, shelter, medicine, and clothes.
That's all you need.
That's all.
That's all you need for the body.
And it's quite amazing how we all, again, overcomplicate things, you know, having lots of houses, having lots of money, having to travel, having to buy a lot of things to satisfy our...
That's the effect of delusion. Delusion makes you think that the more you have, the happier you'll be, right? But instead of happiness, you have more headache, right? You have more responsibility, you have more expenses, you know, to pay for all the things that you have, to keep the things that you have, you maintain the things you have to pay, right? So you have to work harder to find more money and so forth.
That's true.
But people don't look at it that way. They think, oh, I have a big mansion, you know, I'm rich, I'm happy, I have lots of room in the house, I have lots of servants, you know. But he doesn't look. You don't look at the downside. You have to pay all this. You have to pay all this servant salary. You have to maintain all this room, you know. And you don't use them anyway, right? When you sleep, you only sleep in one room. You don't sleep in 10 rooms at the same time, do you?
No.
Okay.
But yet we find a reason to have it.
It's like clothing. You only wear one set of clothing at a time, right? You don't need 100 sets of clothing. You don't wear them all at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why the Buddha teach the monk to have only one set of robes. That's all you need. And then it's easy to look after. Yeah. If you have 10 sets of robes, then you have 10 times the work to do, to look after them.
Yeah, it would be quite strange if, you know, monks had, you know, I don't know, 7 sets of robes, you know, one color for each day of the week. It would be quite a headache, and then it causes the mind to not focus on what it needs to do. So I was just reflecting. So I know the many things that you've taught me over this past year. I realized that, you know, it's really got me at least starting on the right path. You know,
Try
because
to keep life simple. Okay, that's the. Try to keep life simple. Small is beautiful.
It's true.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Thanajan, for everything you've taught.
Next, Margareta from Indonesia. Margareta,
Yeah. Hello, Ajahn.
any question?
No question for today.
Okay.
No question. Yeah.
Pui,
Just listening.
okay. Pui from Luxembourg.
Namaskar ค่ะพระอาจารย์
You have any question?
วันนี้I have no question today. I have a holiday today, 1 week for Christmas, and I'm feel very happy to come to listen you.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes, I am happy too, and I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, a little bit late, but sorry. And I just want to ask a bed with for me and for my son.
Yeah, wish you happiness, good health, and longevity. Okay, live forever.
Thank you very much. I doing meditation, praying every day. Yes. Thank you
Okay.
for.
Keep doing it. You'll be happy.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I keep on every day.
All right.
Even sometimes I have feeling it's look like I could not manage to get up. I don't know why, but I try to put myself to be up all that. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to Alexa. Alexa,
Okay. Thank you.
Aruja or Aruga. How do you pronounce your last name, Aruja?
My name is, hello teacher. My name is Alexandre Monteiro de Castro Arouca. That's my name. What the Arouca, yeah. But Alexander. But the YouTube, the Facebook made it just like now UPECA 804, right? Alfredo is now UPECA 804. So what is the name? Just is a name attached
It's a
to
label. It's a label.
It's what?
It's a label.
Yeah. It's a collection of some teas, collection of hair, the skin. That's a name, and that is fantastic, Zanata. And yeah, it's. I feel very good, teacher. Very good. I'm back into the road because I realized I learned that nirvana, the word nir, stands for no. I don't know if that is true. And vana is shaking, so no shaking.
No shaking, peace, calm.
Yeah.
Stillness.
Yeah. Then I realized if you shake, you die. You don't shake, you die too. So I shaking. So I take it as a mode to put does matter what comes, and also it's all in connection. It happens synchronic. Although I often don't have questions for you, I always come here to learn from you because you know what I have to what you can feel it, what I need to know. And often was about pain, that you could meditate through pain also, not only to focus on the breathing, but also in the pain. And when I close my eyes, teacher, I disappear. So the anatta, there is nobody, but there is pain, there are feelings, there are concerns. Yeah, this big is and also when my neighbor make noise, I add this also to this universe. So then I understand that we are phenomena just. And by doing that, so I don't care anymore for what come. I try to don't label it. I like, I don't like. I just have to focus on my meditation. I walk longer until I get tired. That I learned also in last meetings, because before I used to put 30 minutes and then sitting again. But now I walk until my mind is. I start to feel mindfulness. The mind is back again to focus. And then that's my counterattack. I sit, meditate, and walking, because I cannot now. Sorry, teacher. I'm sorry for myself that I cannot isolate myself completely, because I'm to my goal. My goal is monastery, so I have to demount the house and all those things around it. And yeah, I get some agitation, but I get very nice meditations too. Yes.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, that is all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then we go to Anuraji from New Zealand. Anura.
Hi, Tangajan. I have no question. Thank you for your teaching, Tangajan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Shelly Stino from Italy. This is your first time in here, Shelly?
Yes, Sadhu, Ajahn.
Thank you. Yes, I have a small question about the Dhamma sharing. I mean, usually when you see the Dhamma up to Anagami, you always wish to share Dhamma with others. But when you get to Arahant, then this sharing is taken by Panya. So usually when you are Arahant, is it correct that you don't share any more Dhamma because you have to follow Panya?
Oh, no, you share Dhamma. Especially after you become an Arahant, then you got nothing else to do. So you find some work to do. So sharing Dhamma is the work that Arahant do. So before that, they don't share Dhamma. Before you become fully enlightened, they don't share any Dhamma. They concentrate on practicing until they become Arahant. Once they have become Arahant, then they will have the time to share. Like the Buddha. The Buddha practiced for 6 years and not teaching anybody. But after he became enlightened, become a Buddha, become an Arahant, and he taught sharing Dhamma for 45 years until his death.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I'm not sure where you get the idea that Arahant don't share Dhamma.
Oh, just because usually Arahant should, I think, should train more in Panya, because Panya is not finished when you are Arahant. I think it is the beginning of the path to Panya.
Oh no, once you become an Arahant, you have graduated already. You have finished your work.
So you already have the Panya.
Yeah, you have full Panya, 100% Panya already.
Okay, thank you very much for clarifying.
Without 100% Panya, you cannot become Arahant.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Where are you from in Italy?
I am from Brescia in the north. It is not far from Milan.
Near Switzerland or France?
I am south of Switzerland.
Switzerland, okay.
Yes, I am south of Switzerland and Austria. So south of it, there is Brescia, Milano. You know Milano, perhaps?
Yeah, Milano, I know.
Yes, I'm just 80 kilometers from Milano.
I see, okay. Is it cold right now?
Not so much. Let's say we have 5-6 degrees.
5-6 degrees, okay.
Yes, it is a little bit cloudy, but because here in Italy, usually we have much more sun than in the rest of Europe.
How do you find out about our meeting here?
So I was already following your meetings in some time, but then I always had a little bit problems, technical problems in going in Zoom or all these kinds of things. So today I said, okay, I try to get in, and I succeeded.
And it's not that difficult, is it?
Sorry?
It's not that difficult.
No, it's not that difficult. It's just the first time.
Yeah. Okay. And how long you been studying Buddhism and practicing Buddhism?
Oh, I met Buddhism and I knew about the First Noble Truth 8 years ago in Santa Citarama Monastery here in Italy. And then I stayed there for 6 months. And then my mom is quite old, so I need to be near to her. So I went on studying Dhamma now. I study Dhamma since 2 years.
Do you have a monastery to go to practice, or you do at home?
No, I'm at home, yes. But I don't work, I don't have family, I don't have children, I'm alone, so I can keep, little food and just what it is needed. And I try always to train my mind to keep always mindfulness. So more than mindfulness, let's say the mind empty from thoughts.
Okay. Yes. Very nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you, Aditant. Thank you very much.
Come back again next time if you have any question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Let me go to, I think, Facebook now. Okay. All right. Facebook, I think it's your turn, Facebook.
Yes. We have 5 questions right now, Tanajan. The first question from Bonnie Sam. How can we know that our meditation is in progress well and we are in the correct path? Thank you.
When you can sit longer and calm when you are progressing.
Next question from Jimmy Ong. Ajahn, how do we overcome the feelings of emotional pain, sadness, and anger when they arise?
You have to calm your mind, like using a mantra or chanting or meditating. You can do any type of this practice. If you cannot yet meditate, you can do chanting first. Keep on chanting for 1 hour or 2 hours, and then your sadness and your depression can become less or disappear temporarily.
Next
So,
question.
go ahead.
Next question from Aaron Teng. May I know why people always make a voodoo or black magic to me? Almost 20 years, I suffer from that. When I went to ask a monk, the answer is never blame anybody. Then I just asked for noble water. But again and again, it never stopped. Somebody make a voodoo to me. I accept my karma, but I don't know it will happen till when. Thank you.
Well, just leave it alone. If there's nothing you can do anything about it, then you just have to leave it alone. Let it be. Try to make your mind calm. Then the voodoo will not be able to disturb your mind.
Next question from Yapto. Namaste, Ajahn. I'm very happy can see you healthy and happy today. I have a question. In my meditation practice, I often enter in a calm and happy state. What should I do for the next state? Thank you.
Do it a lot. Practice this. Keep the mind in this state for a long, long time. If you can do it for all day long, that would be good.
And the last question right now from Gunter Wetz. I heard the Buddha teaching is the path of rationality of the mind, and the Christian teaching is the path of love. If this is true, there are people like me who are not smart and will fall into samsara. Am I wrong to think like this? And does the Buddha teach about love? Thank you.
Yes, the Buddha teaches about metta, loving kindness. So it's your lack of study of Buddhism. So you should study more Buddhism and you understand better the teaching of the Buddha.
Ajahn, one more question just come from Panamitan. Pante, I have a problem regarding the job. It seems not able to handle it. I have fear and do not know how to overcome it. Ajahn, please kindly give the advice. Thank you.
Well, if you cannot handle it, then you probably get fired. You have to quit the job because you are not productive. So they won't hire you. So you have to try your best to try to do your work, do your duty. If you cannot do it, then you have to pay the consequence. So you just have to try your best. And if your best is not good enough, then you just have to accept your fate. That you have to change, you have to switch work, switch job. Look for a new job that is more suitable for you.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody else in the room would like to ask any more questions? You're welcome to raise your hand and use the microphone. Anybody? Felicia Chan, okay.
Ajahn, I heard someone say when we do chanting in monastery, Deva will come and rejoice. Is it correct?
No, it's just a belief. We don't know really.
Okay.
I think Deva like to listen to Dhammatalks more than to listen to chanting.
All right. That's why we practice at home. We not necessarily to do morning chanting, right?
Well, you can chant it anytime, any day, during the daytime. Chanting is like taking medicines. The more you take, the better is it for your mind. When you chant, you calm your mind. You have mindfulness. So you don't have to wait for morning or evening before you chant. You can chant all day long if you like.
All right. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Anybody else? Looks like everybody's happy today. Okay, sure. Oh, Charles. Okay, Charles.
Ajahn, I have a question about the faith, about the one of the 5 faculty of power. Faith in Buddhism, many of us are confused about what is the area of focus, right? Compared to other religion, is just the object is God, right? It's very simple. So faith in Buddhism, I find my friend some really understand the triple gem, some just focus on meditation, some believe everything, but except reborn. They don't really accept some we don't even accept karma. They accept everything about Buddhism, but the reborn or karma. So when you talk about faith, if really the person is really faith in Buddhism, so what is a requirement? What the area of focus? The minimum requirement to qualify to have a Buddhist faith?
You have the faith in the Buddha, in his enlightenment. You believe that he knows the truth, and you then believe in his teaching.
Okay.
That if you follow his teaching, you will become a noble disciple one day. So this is the faith that you have to have. First, you have to believe in the Buddha, that he's the one who discovered the Four Noble Truths, the truth that will teach us how to liberate our mind from suffering. Once we believe that, then we can believe in his teaching. We can trust his teaching and rely on his teaching. And when we follow the teaching, then we eventually will become a noble disciple, become enlightened like him.
If a person just believe partially, the Buddha teaching cover this triple gem, right? There's some belief, not completely. For example, they don't really accept the karma and rebirth, reborn, right? So it's not really have a faith, just partially agree, partially accept, right?
It's not complete faith. Then it's not complete faith.
It's not complete faith, right?
So it will not produce complete result.
Okay. So can they call themselves Buddhists in this case?
They can call them anything. It doesn't matter what they call. What they are and what they call is two different things.
Okay. Then how
they
do
can
we
call themselves 50% Buddhist? Maybe they can call themselves like that.
So how can we strengthen our faith, cultivate our faith?
Study and practice.
Study
and practice.
Practice meditation.
The more you study, the more you understand. The more you practice, the more you see the truth that the Buddha saw.
Okay, reasonable. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. B, Ravin.
Yes, Thanajan, I just have one more question. It's regarding one of the 4 requisites of life, the medicine. I understand that since you mentioned that noble disciples are no longer attached to the body, so they have no fear whether what's going to happen to their body. So my question is, when you take medicine, to what level do you take it but not expect that, oh, I must get well, or you take it because you know that you will get better from it? So I just want to understand how it works.
Well, you take medicine if you think that it will make a difference. If it doesn't make any difference, then what do you take it for? Right? Like sometimes people try to operate and do all sorts of things to try to keep the body going. But the end result is not any better than not doing anything. So why do anything? Then you have to use rationality. Right? But sometimes when people are so attached to the body, they forget about the rationality, and their only goal is to try to help this body in whichever way they can. And it doesn't matter whether it works or not. They just want to keep trying. That's being obsessive, not being rationality. You have to look at the end result, whether you can achieve that or not. Can you treat the body and bring it back to normal like it before it gets sick or not? If you cannot, then why bother? Why go through all the pain? And you're not getting anything, you're not getting any better. So that's what you should use. Look at the end result. Can you achieve that by using the medicine or the method that the doctor is using? Like this morning, somebody came and asked me, have a mother, 90-year-old, and now they have to operate on her heart. I say, why operate? It's not going to make anything better for her. You know? When you operate on the heart, she might die from the operation. So maybe it's just better just to leave her, live naturally. That's why I say, if the body gonna survive, it will survive. If it's not gonna survive, then it's gonna go. You know? Let it be. Then you can save a lot of hassle, a lot of suffering, and also a lot of money.
Yes, that's true. So it's not wrong to not accept treatment, give treatment to others, even though you know that they want it, or it's up to the individual.
Right, up to the individual if they want to have it or not. If they don't want to have it, then you shouldn't force them to do it.
All right. So it's a question of rationality. To whenever we get sick, we should consider, is the treatment worthwhile? Will it get us back to where we need to be? So that's
right.
how we should
Or just back to some semblance of normality, not bedridden for the rest of your life. You know.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you, Thanachan.
Okay. I think Mandy Smith or Julia, sorry. Julia, you have a question?
Okay.
Oh, you show your room now. It's bright in the background.
Yeah, let's see, can you see that?
There's still some snow on the ground.
Yeah. The mountains. So I was looking at the mind to try to articulate this question. So frequently, looking at the body, it becomes clear that the consciousness is different than the body, and that nothing happens when we die. But more frequently, for me, there's still something, no matter where in time or space the mind goes, there's still a small part that thinks that the consciousness that is perceiving is me. And so I'm wondering if there's a trick for working with that, please.
Oh, you have to use wisdom, the truth that the Buddha discovered, that there's no me. The me is just a fabrication, mental fabrication, and been constantly maintaining. We are constantly maintaining this perception of a me, of a self. But when you meditate and you come to full calm or stillness, then this me will disappear. Then you realize this me came from your mental fabrications.
Okay, Ajahn.
So you have to use the anti-fabrication. No me, no me, no me. I'm just a knower. I'm not a me. I'm not an I. I'm just a consciousness. I'm just a knowing element.
Okay.
I should be merely knowing, not reacting to anything, because that's my real nature. When I react, then I'm deluded.
Okay.
When I get angry, when I get sad, it means I'm being deluded already, because I'm using a me to react to things.
Okay.
So you should meditate a lot to get the mind to that emptiness, that stillness, where there is no me. And then when you come out, then you use your mental fabrication to create a new type of fabrication. I'm not me. There's no me. I'm just a knower. And so when there's no me, then there's nothing that can belong to me, right? This body cannot belong to me because there is no me. This house doesn't belong to me. It's just a place I stay, but it doesn't belong to me. So you want to disown self and ownership of anything.
Okay.
This you have to constantly think about it like this. You have to reprogram your thoughts. Instead of thinking about me, instead you have to think of no me, negative me, zero me. No
Okay.
self, anatta.
I can see that works. I'm trying it now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
We have Naomi just coming in.
Alexa. Okay.
Naomi just coming
Who first? Anybody else before Alexa?
Naomi.
Naomi?
Yeah, Naomi from
okay.
Canada. Yeah, she just
You've been away for a while. Where have you been?
I've just been listening online. I haven't had any questions. I keep listening to all your Q&As, and I just wanted to come in now because it's been a long time. So just to pay respect. I'm trying to keep my practice up and to keep following all the advice you've given.
How's your sister? Is she still planning to come to Thailand?
Yes, I think she is. It's still kind of far away. I think like it's still almost a year away, but I think she still would like to come to Thailand for a couple of months. And right now she's doing a retreat in a monastery in Canada for her winter holidays.
Okay. And how's your practice? Better? Improving?
It's improving very slowly. Right now I'm taking time off of work until the end of March. So I'm going to spend a few weeks by myself, and then I'm gonna go to a monastery for about 5.5 weeks. So I think I'm maintaining at least what I've had, and I'm maybe progressing a little bit. It's going okay.
Okay, and as long as you're not walking backwards, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to see you. You have nothing to ask, no question?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm still working on everything you told me.
All right, then we'll go to Alexa. Alexa, you have anything to say?
Yeah, teacher, I want to let you know that often I come later to your meetings because I come from another meeting, so it's
okay. You can come anytime you want and leave anytime you want. This is a free room.
But just
no fixed format.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just to see the ready mind to concentrate for this is something completely different. But I find one question. Dukkha is easier to realize, right? Everybody can realize when they're suffering and that we suffer. That's easier to realize, right? For people.
Yes, but how to get rid of it? That's the difficult part.
Yeah, then come the question. I realize in meditation that when I feel anicca and anatta, when I feel it, when I am it, then when I'm walking and waking against the situations, I can quickly recover from it. So that's the antidote.
That's right. If you see the anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can get rid of your dukkha.
I feel the feeling, the dukkha. Then the evil come up. If people is evil with me, my evil come up. I say, well, okay, we are all the same, and we are nothing.
Right, anatta.
Yeah, that's why what I want to share with you before, and was so difficult to put it in
you either have to see it's anatta or it's anicca. Then you can stop your dukkha. Like you say, you see people as anatta, as being the 4 elements, the 6 elements. No self. It's just a natural phenomena reacting to each other. or interacting with each other.
Yeah, it will pass. It will. The five khandhas are processing it, and then we get in confusion about it. But when you remember from meditation, when I remember from meditation the emptiness, then and when I had all those that was.
Yeah, you withdraw to emptiness, and everything will be okay. And dukkha will disappear.
But there was a feeling, there was tell you before. Okay, thank you. In the first meeting we did today, I tried to explain this, but it was more confused. Now it's more clear. Thank you.
Okay. If you see everything as anicca, anatta, then there will be no dukkha. Okay.
That I realize it.
I think your connection is not so good. Your sound keep coming on and on. Cannot really hear you. So
yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, but thank you. I realized it after you said about pain that we could also get into jhana through pain. So when I had pain, then I changed. From I'll try to avoid it, to isolate it, to go deep in it, and it worked very well. I could handle it as much. It was very terrible pain, sciatic nerve.
The best way is to leave it alone if you can. This is the best way to deal with pain, is to leave it alone. Then you don't have to do anything.
You said about jhana through pain. I misunderstood you. To go through jhana by focusing pain.
I mean to make your mind have equanimity and live with the pain, not to react to the pain.
It came natural, huh?
Yeah, not running away from the pain, but teach your mind to stay put and face the pain calmly. Not reacting to the pain, not having any desire for the pain to disappear.
Yeah, it's anicca, huh? It goes anyway, it will be gone.
If your mind doesn't, if your mind keep reacting, keep desiring for the pain to go away, then you have to use the mantra to stop it. Bhutto, 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 bhutto. I can use the mantra anicca, 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 or anatta, anatta, anatta. Whichever one works for you, you can choose any type of this mantra. Sometimes I use anicca, I say, oh, it's impermanent. It comes and it will go away sooner or later.
When it's not so severe pain, normal anapanasati, the focus on the breathing, it makes the body disappear almost. Then the pain is gone also. But
you can do it. You can use another method also to deal with pain, is to visualize pain as like a fire burning at your body. And just visualize that fire grow bigger and bigger, and eventually burning the whole body into ashes. If you can do this, then your mind can also remain calm and peaceful. And when the body in your visual, in the vision turns into ashes, you realize that there's no body anymore, so there's no pain anymore left.
It burns itself.
Burn itself out. Try it. I did it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then the body suddenly became ashes, and it became part of the ground that you sit on.
Yeah, because I quote with this. I said I don't want to say. Now I say I don't, but I want to accept. I'm accepting everything, whatever it comes, because what makes me stress is to try to make a perfect situation for meditation.
That's right.
So I decide to accept anything.
That's accept whatever comes to you.
But that's nice one to burn the body, because I often meditate outside.
Yeah.
And, so I will take the poncho out And then
you use the pen as like a fire burning on your body.
nice one. I will try it because nowadays I can meditate in many positions, but there are some who this pain come back. So then I avoid this position often, but sometimes I like to go to half lotus again, and then it comes up. So now I know, and I have a nice try. I'm gonna do now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn my butt out.
It's a good practice that we can do it. We can keep on visualizing it.
Just give me a kick to try it.
Okay. Good.
Thank you very much, teacher.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Shelley, you want to ask question? Or just pay respect? Ask question. Okay. You have to unmute your microphone.
Okay, now perhaps it works.
Yes. Okay. Can hear you now.
Yes, Ajahn, I would like to ask you a question about the practice. Because I heard one of your talk, I think it was in 1978, about Ajahn Mahabhava. And he was saying that the right concentration in meditation, it was when he went in jhana and stayed in jhana for the time the jhana lasted. And then when you come out from jhana, to use evaluation, a deep evaluation to know the truth about the body, outside the body, and so on. What it is your thought about this right meditation?
That's right. Once you have jhana, when you come out, your mind is peaceful and calm and ready to look at the truth. So you evaluate the truth of your body. Ask yourself, is the body permanent or not permanent? Is it changing? Is it gonna get old, get sick, or die? And just teach your mind, and then also look at the 32 parts to find where is the I in the body. Is there a self in the body or not? So you go through all the 32 parts, and you see there's no self in these parts, right? Hair, just hair. There's no self in the hair. There's no self in the skin. There's no self in the bone, so forth. Eventually, then you say the self is just an imagination, the self from your mind. Like ancient people imagine that the world is flat, right? It's just an imagination. It's not the truth. Because someone proved that the world is round, right? Eventually.
Yes.
So the Buddha proved that there's no self in the body by dissecting, separating all the parts out.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. This is what you want to do after you come out of meditation. If you are a full-time practitioner, you do this. When you come out of meditation, you want to start evaluating or studying the nature of your body until you find that you become tired. Then you stop evaluating, and then you go back into meditation to regenerate more strength before you can come back and do more evaluation, more study.
Yes, thank you very much.
Until you see clearly that there's no self in the body, and that you can let go of the attachment to this body.
Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay. When you go to other subject, because there are a lot of things that you still have to study. Once you get rid of your attachment to your body, then you have to study the unpleasant nature of the body to get rid of your sexual desire toward the body also.
Yes, I think that is the biggest obstacle.
Yeah. Okay. But you need the support of your jhana. So you have to constantly going back to jhana to regenerate more strength before you can come and study or contemplate on the nature of the body or whatever object you want to study.
Thank you very much. Yes, because for me it was a very enlightening this explanation you gave about this Ajahn Mahabhava teaching, and because before I could go in jhana, but then when I was coming out from jhana, I didn't know what to do.
That's right, and then you just let your defilement take you to the refrigerator, to the TV instead, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I know what to do, so I will try from now on to do this in the right way, in right concentration.
That's
Thank you very
right.
much.
Good. Okay. More Facebook question or not? Okay, Facebook.
2 more questions from Facebook ท่านอาจารย์ First question from Ting Ting Loon. Hello Pante. Sometimes when I meditate, I would fall out of samadhi halfway in my meditation. What can it be that problem, and how can I get better at holding on to samadhi? Thank
You
you.
lose your mindfulness. When you lose your mindfulness, then you fall out of the samadhi. So in order to get back, you have to regenerate your mindfulness by reciting the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
And the last question from Un. Good evening, Pante. I'm Bun Un from Penang Island, Malaysia. Pante, please explain what the difference between awareness and mindfulness. Thank you.
Well, there are 2 English words. So I don't know what's the difference. You have to have somebody, some English speaker, native speaker, really to differentiate between the two. To me, they are the same. It means you're observing, you're using your mind to observe something. This is mindfulness or awareness. Not letting your mind go to different places, thinking about different things. Then that is not mindfulness. Mindfulness means just be focused only on one thing at a time. Like if you're focusing on your breath, just stay with your breath. Don't let your mind go to think about somebody else or something else. If you go, then this is not mindfulness. No mindfulness left. Okay, is that all?
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
All right. Looks like we're all about to run out of time. If anybody has any more question, you're welcome for the last question. Okay, Karen, you want to go ahead.
Thank you. I was just curious about when we're not meditating and we're dealing with physical pain. I have a lot of old injuries that cause me pain, and of course, worse the older that I get. This is my ice for my neck. I have really bad neck. And I'm wondering what's the thinking as far as medications. B was asking about medication for pain. I don't take any kind of medication anymore that has any kind of intoxicating effect, but I will still occasionally use ibuprofen if it's really bad. Not even every day anymore. But I'm wondering what's the thinking on dealing with physical pain. And should I like the flame, that is so helpful that you were talking to Alexa about. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, try to see if it can. You want to alleviate the painful of the body, the pain of the body, but it will alleviate your mental pain. Your mind will become calm, and then you will not be affected by the physical pain. Sometimes the physical pain might disappear also, but not all the time. Our purpose is not to get rid of the physical pain. Our purpose is to get rid of the mental pain, which arises from our desire to get rid of the physical pain. So,
yes, and the older that we get, of course, we're going to have to be dealing with pain. So I'm wondering if I should start getting used to it more.
Yeah, just learn to live with it. But if you can use some type of therapy or medicine to lessen it, do it. But if you cannot, then you just have to accept it for what it is.
Oh, okay. So using the occasional ibuprofen is better.
Yeah, whatever works for you, do it. But if it doesn't work, then you stop and then just learn to live with it.
Learn to accept it. And I wanted to ask if I'm understanding a way of looking at not self, one of your books that I read. I'm reading like 3 at the same time, so I'm not sure where I saw it. And I'm pretty sure it was one of your books. And let me know if my understanding is correct, but the idea that anything that we don't take with us when we die is self. That if it's something that if I'm trying to figure out what's self and what's not self, if it doesn't go with me when I die, that's
Then
self.
it's not self. That is not
But-
self. Things
Right.
you cannot
Okay.
take with you. It doesn't belong to you. Then it doesn't belong to you.
See, I like that. Just made it so simple. And so when I start thinking, is this self? Is this not self? I think, well, will it go with me when I die? Okay.
Your house doesn't go with you. Your car doesn't go with you. Your clothing doesn't go with you.
Or
Your
even
body,
like,
even your body doesn't go with you. You have to
Yeah,
leave
you're-
the body to somebody, for somebody else to look after when you
yeah.
go.
And your reputation or
Everything,
status or all of that kind of thing. Okay, that was so helpful. I can't remember which book I read it in, but thank you. Okay, I wanted to make sure I understood that correctly.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, is that all for tonight? Yes. Thanks very much for your participation. I hope that you can learn and benefit from this meeting tonight and help advance you in your practice to get rid of your mental suffering. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay calm, stay happy, and keep on practicing. And if nothing goes wrong, I'll see you next week at the same time. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
ขอบคุณอาจารย์
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy
everyone.
Saturday night on
Sadhu,
Facebook.
sadhu.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Glenn.
Thank you,
Good
admin.
night, everybody. Everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Night.
ขอบคุณนะครับคุณหลา